Welcome to another week of roller coaster markets. Inflation's still high. BRICS have just met. They're challenging the dollar. The International Bank of Settlements has canceled their mBridge project. The BRICS have launched their own international settlement system. Wall Street is trading like there's no tomorrow, like Trump has already won the election. Gold is skyrocketing. And Bitcoin is at an incredible high. So it's crossed $70,000 of Bitcoin. This is like, what is happening? There's even rumors of people eating dogs and cats. No, I'm just kidding. No politics here. But we are traders, and traders mean that we must be cognizant of the news, cognizant of what's going on, and react properly. Otherwise, we will lose our shirt. So, and by the way, do you like my shirt? It's a beautiful Puerto Rican themed shirt. So, in any case, back to business. So we are at a very interesting point in history. With the U.S. dominance as a world currency is being challenged by BRICS, and along with them about another 40 other countries. So what do we do? And at a time when there's multiple wars going on in the world, and it seems like Donald Trump is going to win the election. So I'm going to play a little clip of Donald Trump's interview with Joe Rogan. Now, this isn't an endorsement. I don't support any particular candidate, but since the market assumes he's going to win, it's really important to look at what he's saying. So watch this clip of Donald Trump, and then I'm going to explain what this means.
And don't forget, by growth, the word growth is actually more important in a way, because you could have the same debt, but if you doubled your growth, all of a sudden you're under-levered. But still, we should pay off debt. If you viewed this $35 trillion right now, it's a lot. But if you look at the asset value, if you looked at it purely as an asset value, we have oil underground, we have water, we have mountains, the assets are so enormous. But regardless of that, we've got $35 trillion in debt, we should pay it off. And we would have started paying off debt and probably even given further tax reductions. I want to get it down to 15%.
Okay, so now in this clip, Donald Trump said something incredible, which I never expected a politician to ever say. He said that don't worry about the amount of debt, $35 trillion of U.S. debt, because our assets are so huge. Okay, so remember, we're in the loan business. There's two things that are important: the loan to value and debt to income. Okay, so for a country, debt to income is the same as debt to GDP. Okay, but no one ever talks about debt to assets for a country. And so $35 trillion is a drop in the bucket for America, whose assets are tremendous. So what Trump is saying is we can pay off this debt if we just unleash productivity. If we unleash productivity, basically make America productive again. And again, no politics, but I'm just reverberating his sentiment, and since he looks like he's going to be our president. So his point is, his theory is that if we unleash American productivity, we can pay off that debt very quickly. I generally agree with that sentiment. I generally agree that if you unleash the productivity, I think the debate is over how you do it. Okay, so we're not going to go there as to what approach is the best way to unleash productivity. But let's just say that he's right. Let's assume he's right, and that it's going to work. Then $35 trillion can be paid off very quickly, and that's going to result in dropping inflation. And we're going to see, with U.S. debt being paid off, we're going to see Treasury yields falling like crazy. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. But once the market digests completely what he's really saying, and it's interesting that the media has not played this clip, which I actually watched the whole Joe Rogan interview. That was the most important 1 minute of the interview, and no one's actually talking about that. So I believe in the long term, as if Trump is elected and if his policies take hold, and combine that with, if Elon Musk does what he's claimed he's going to do under the Trump administration, which is cut $2 trillion of annual federal spending, which I actually think is really possible, because if you think about it, they're spending, just in their endless wars, they spent $2 trillion in Iraq, and $200 billion this year in Ukraine, and God knows how much else they're spending in these crazy wars. So if Trump is right, I hope he succeeds in his statements. Okay, and he's saying he can end the wars, and Elon Musk is saying he can cut $2 trillion. If they're right, and if they're successful at that, we're going to see a crashing treasury market, and because there just won't be enough supply of treasury debt because the debt's getting paid off. So that's what I think is going to happen if Trump wins and if he is successful implementing what he says he's going to implement. So stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Be prepared for a roller coaster, and don't forget to vote. Whether you're voting, right, left, up, down, red or blue, don't forget to vote and be a part of history. Cheers.